Hi guys! Thank you all for coming to this week's meeting of Thunderdome. We're really excited to get started. First, we have a couple of announcements. First, t-shirts are happening, and Jenny's got a couple of words to talk about. Because we always do it first.
Oh my God.
Thought you'd pick up on that by now.
I was really prepared for this. Woefully. Okay. Oh man. Okay, so t-shirts are happening. If you are a member of STAR, you can get one or reserve one for pre-order for $10. Come see me after the mission. If you are not a member of STAR, it's $16. Right? 15? 15. Sorry. Membership is $6. That's where I got the number. So if you would like to pre-order them, they're awesome. They're going to be awesome, and they're going to be here soon. So
they're going to be here in the first or second week of March.
Yay! So yeah, pre-order with me. I'll be in that back corner area. Come see me after the mission.
And that's everything? All right, Jenny is also, for all, none of you who are unaware, Jenny is also head of book club. Are there any announcements concerning book club?
We are starting a new book. We just finished Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, and it was really good. For those of you who joined us for that, thank you. And we will be starting a book that we will determine, I think, on the Slack during the mission. We're kind of flip-flopping among 4 different books at the moment, trying to decide. So I will post the options in the book club Slack channel soon. And you can cast your votes on that, and then we'll go from there.
On that note, for any of you who are unaware, Slack is STAR's choice of communication platform. You can sign up at ritstar.slack.com, and please use it as a chance to talk to the rest of the members here over who's winning each fight, or whether or not you think, Superman could beat Goku. The answer is yes.
Not anymore.
Argue about it on Slack. Other committees we have the PR committee, which continues to be doing things, and they meet Thursdays, which is in room 10-10-10-15.
And sometimes 2740. It's 2740.
2740, and that's going to be Thursday from 3 to 5. No, from 5 to 6:30. Starfest committee is essentially set in stone, but if you are interested in helping us plan RIT's sci-fi event, which is going to be super sweet this year, I highly recommend you sign up to be a volunteer at tinyurl.com/starfestvol2016, or register a panel or event at tinyurl.com/starfest tinyurl.com/starfest panelist? Is it just panel?
Go to if you're looking to register for anything for Starfest, go to starfest.ritstar.com. There's a link to register, and you can, if you're interested in presenting a panel, there's a link to apply as a panelist. If you or a group you're with would like to put on some sort of sci-fi related performance, there's a separate link to perform. And if you're interested in volunteering at Starfest to help make the event actually run, there's a separate link for that. Keep in mind, none of these are the same thing as actually registering to attend the event. Tickets are going to go on sale soon, but they're not available quite yet. But first, we do want to get, as soon as possible, anyone interested in running a panel, performing, or volunteering. And I guess I'll write that over here next to the other link. It's starfest.ritstar.com.
And to keep up to date with all of the Starfest news, we highly recommend you go follow us on Twitter at RITStarfest.
The account everywhere is RIT Starfest. Facebook.com/RIT Starfest. Google.com/+RIT Starfest. Twitter.com/RIT Starfest.
Thank you.
Or Google RIT Starfest, too.
And shout out to anyone and everyone who joined us at Rubicon this past weekend. We had a blast, and hopefully you'll be able to come join us when we do, yes? When we do Toricon, which is going to be April 16th, or 7th, April 23rd and the 24th, which is also going to be my 21st birthday. Shh. And that is all of the announcements we have, unless there's something else.
No, this is for the thing. Since this is being recorded, everybody who's a part of it should agree to be recorded in our lives.
Yes, if anyone has chosen to put up someone that they would like to engage in combat as on behalf of, then we need you to consent to being filmed, as this is currently being live streamed. And we're going to be recording.
Right now?
Yes.
Or what, huh?
Google Hangouts. Google Hangout Air.
And then later YouTube.
Going to YouTube.
Yes. Your name will not be in it, but you will be in it. And that's everything. Is there anyone who has a problem with this? Super. All right, I'm going to pass it off to Justin as he explains the rules.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Thunderdome. Today I will be your master of ceremonies as we pit all of our favorite characters against each other in a battle to the death. The rules of the Thunderdome are fairly simple. We place both characters in the Thunderdome. The Thunderdome size is determined by the size of the characters involved. Godzilla will not be forced to fight in a Thunderdome the size of a small room. We will pair the characters against each other in a bracket. Each character will be faced against another single opponent. The rules are basic. 2 characters enter, 1 character leaves. Members of Star in the audience will represent their character throughout the competition. You will be paired up against another contestant, and you will both step forward to the center stage here. From there, we will have a basic timer that switches back and forth between your 2 times. Each contestant is allotted 2.5 minutes to speak. These can be used at any point during the round. But if you interrupt your opponent, the timer will switch and start counting your time instead of your opponent's. Jenny's going to be timing, I believe.
How many times are you going to say that I'm timekeeping? I am
Yes.
timekeeping.
I didn't
Okay.
because I was looking at
Go get the timer from Taylor.
Who was that?
So, the rules are pretty straightforward. You're going to be in the Thunderdome fighting against your opponent. You must kill them, incapacitate them for longer than 10 minutes, or force them to surrender. You are allowed to take 1 item with you. This must be an item that is non-sentient that you can bring in on your person. You are not allowed a gigantic vehicle of your own. You must fit through the door of the Thunderdome that we give you. Does anyone have any questions? Yes.
So, as an assassin, so you have to carry no weapons but 1 item, right?
You are allowed. Okay, you're playing Altair. What weapons does Altair typically have?
Sword,
Okay.
hidden blade, true crossbow.
Choose a weapon. Choose a weapon from your arsenal for the round. If you advance to the next round, you can choose a different weapon from your arsenal.
Okay.
Other questions? Andrew.
Are AIs allowed to be brought in?
Is the AI a central part of your character?
Debatable what part of the timeline you pull them from.
Okay. Is the AI a separate entity that acts of its own will in
Yes.
parallel with your character?
Yes, it's an AI inside his rifle.
Okay. So it is part of your item, correct? Okay. Does anyone have any objections to an AI-controlled rifle as his singular item?
Yeah, the guy himself gets
Wait, but if you have an AI guided rifle, doesn't that mean that the rifle is a separate character?
Can the rifle function autonomously of its own accord?
Only if it's being held, it can't do anything.
So it must be possessed by a person. It can't just walk away and shoot on its own accord.
Basically,
Then I will allow it.
basically has a aimbot from like.
Okay. I will allow the item as your only item. Mario.
How do you decide who wins?
The winner will be determined by a vote from the crowd. Yes.
Are you able to make other items from items you bring in?
If you have a singular item that you bring with you, and you can craft something from it, yes.
Okay.
Taylor.
Quick reminder has been said already. Please converse about these battles while they are happening in real time on Slack in general.
Yes, the general chat is to be used during missions for mission-related stuff. So talk about it.
Snore.slack.com. Yay.
Any further questions?
Just a clarification. If the character regularly wears armor, is that considered an item and so it's one?
That's part of his standard outfit.
Okay.
Yes, he gets the armor.
Okay, cool.
Does that apply to like weapons that are part of your arm too?
Yes, the weapons that are part of your armor are part of your regular gear.
So your regular suit, but why would your regular gear?
I would allow you to have the hidden blades as part of your gear,
Okay.
but choose between your crossbow or your sword.
Or the Apple View.
Or yes,
Take the Apple
Sure.
View, huh?
if that's the argument you want to make, then yes,
Well,
yes it is.
Technically speaking, Altair does get that. It does have that.
Then clarify at the beginning of the round, and yes, that is your item.
Can I request a change in the thing since I already went up against Rick Sanchez with his character in Japanese Battle Royale?
Oh, that's true. We should make him do that in the first round.
Okay.
Swap. I could go 2 for 2. Swap Rick Sanchez with Emperor Palpatine.
Well, that's right.
Okay. Further questions? Excellent. Then we will begin. Jenny, are you ready as our timer?
Yeah, before we do, we should check the screen.
Yeah, the stream is running.
I'm on the screen. Oh.
Hello, Internet.
Okay.
Okay.
We're ready to go.
Also,
All right.
general because you'll be.
So, our first matchup will be Samus Aran versus Mega Man.
Wow.
Will our contestants please step forward?
The other contestant is right
I
there.
am,
So.
I am stepping, I have a foot on the ground.
All right. Please stand within range of the video screen in front of the board.
And I'll finish writing
Okay.
in a minute.
Yeah, the question is.
Just leave those there for now, and we'll go through that.
Here, Zach, I'll write them.
Okay. So, on the left-hand side, what is your character?
Mega Man.
And yours?
Samus Aran.
Excellent. The first speaker will be Mega Man. You may begin when ready.
Hang on, what can I say?
Talk about why your character would win.
Well, let's see. Mega Man can jump, shoot, and slide. And just probably got a bunch of other weapons from some other bosses he fought first. Like the Metal Blade, which is really powerful, energy efficient, and can be fired in all 8 directions.
Samus Aran. For those who aren't familiar, Samus is from the Metroid franchise. Her family was wiped out, but she was raised by a race called the Chozo. And as a result of her training, she is incredibly skilled, she is incredibly flexible, she's incredibly agile, and throughout the course of her adventures, she has taken out numerous adversaries, including Mother Brain, and fought repeatedly and won repeatedly against her nemesis, Ridley. She's armed with a variety of weapons. Unlike Mega Man, who gets his weapons by stealing powers from others, so he may not be familiar with new weapons he acquires, Samus is trained in the use of a variety of Chozo weapons, and her power suit allows her to adapt to other weapon systems in addition to her basic weapon set, which includes things like missiles, super missiles, if we're counting Smash's cannon, the Zero Laser, which is an incredibly powerful blast, so I don't understand if you want to rule it out. And in addition, her Morph Ball form allows her to both increase in speed, stick to walls using the magnets of the Spider Ball, and detonate incredibly powerful bomb blasts that she can protect herself from in the Morph Ball and even use to propel herself, in addition to causing damage.
Well, the bomb blasts aren't actually all that powerful. They can like destroy small blocks, but And I guess they can do a little damage to some enemies, but
Well, you have the basic morpho bombs, and then you have the much more powerful power bombs that you often unlock later on, and
right.
those can do quite a bit of damage.
right, especially to glass tubes. But
And to any enemies in her vicinity.
well, Mega Man also has an energy tank which he can use to recharge his health if he's taken a lot of hits. In the middle
Energy
of battle.
tanks, Samus has quite a few of those.
Well, those work differently, but well, actually they are quite similar. They're both like some kind of energy tank with a big E on them, but they work differently. For Samus, they increase her health bar, but for Mega Man, they just refill his health bar.
I mean, that's effectively what they do in Metroid. When you collect, when you have filled an energy, or when you run out of health, the energy tank refills your health, and then later on you can refill the energy tank as you collect more energy. I think it's safe to say both of our characters' mechanical suits run on a certain amount of energy, and they can store more of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think what this would really come down to is their weapons and fighting skills.
Mega Man has a charge shot. Mega Man has a charge shot powered up to do extra damage. And also, Heatman's weapon, Atomic Fire, can also be charged up for more powerful blasts.
As can all of Samus's weapons.
Zach has used his time.
Let's see. The Thunder Beam, which can Electman's weapon, which can be fired forward, up, and down all at once.
Wave Beam.
But Wave Beam can only go really forward, and like even like the Spazer only fires 3 shots in one direction. The Thunder Beam, Gemini Laser bounces all over the battlefield.
Your opponent has used his time and cannot respond.
Yes. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, then
You can also stop whenever you want.
Mega Man also has his trusty dog robot, Rush, with stuff like a trampoline, jet board, and also that water vehicle that doesn't.
I'm sure gave you the warmest of goodbyes as he entered the Thunderdome.
Oh, right. Well, I'm out of ideas.
All right. Well, thank you both. So, both contestants have entered the Thunderdome. Now it is time for you to choose who will lead.
We have to ask questions.
We do not have the time to ask questions. Anything that could be brought up should be brought up by the contestants. If it is not brought up during the match, then you won't be able to be allowed during the fight.
Question. Can a speaker choose to allot some of their time to answer questions?
I'm going to say no, only because that becomes very difficult to keep track of. All right. So, can I see a show of hands for Mega Man? And a show of hands for Samus. Mega Man has been eliminated. Samus Aran leaves the Thunderdome.
Maybe I should mention that Mega Man is actually alive.
In fairness, it's a trained fighter versus jump and shoot.
Well, good job, both of you. Now we're going to move on to something a little bit different with our next matchup between Emperor Palpatine and Captain Jack Harkness.
I'm already intimidated by the cloak. I don't know how well I should battle this cloak.
I'm showing up nicely on camera.
Terrifying. I'm letting my hair down so that you know I'm not afraid of you and don't feel like I need to get down to business. I'm also unrolling my sleeves.
Would our contestants introduce their characters? Who are you?
I am Emperor Palpatine, the Darth Lord of the Sith and ruler of the Empire.
And I'm Jack Harkness, a friend of the Doctor and leader of Torchwood 3.
All right. We're waiting 10 seconds for our timer to move.
Yeah. My keeper up top. All hail, Diddy.
Look imposing. All right. Is our timer ready?
Okay.
The first speaker will be Captain Jack Harkness. You may begin when ready.
Okay, so Captain Jack is immortal. He comes back pretty quickly without good reason not to. And when he has good reason not to, he comes back eventually anyway. He will have a big-ass blaster gun that he can hold in both hands. He fire it can kill Daleks, so that's not a bad gun. Additionally, he has exceptional charm, and I mean, he's a good pilot, he's a good shot, and considering that he comes back, I don't know how he dies, so Emperor Palpatine would need to find a way to get him down for the count for longer than 10 minutes, which is he generally doesn't take that long to respawn, as it were, unless he has a good reason not to.
Well, you see, Emperor Palpatine already has experience in killing those who claim to be immortal. My own master, Darth Plagueis, said that he had manipulated the Force to expand his lifetime infinitely, and he was easily defeated. Also, you say that you shall bring some large blaster energy weapon, while the lightsaber that I have brought to this combat is quite proficient at deflecting energy-type weapons. And as for incapacitation, Force lightning is quite apt at stunning and making it very difficult to move besides rapid spasms, and also makes your face look less charming.
So Darth Plagueis claimed to be immortal. Jack Harkness has proven to be pretty goddamn fucking immortal. Sorry for the profanity. Additionally, I believe. Oh, when has he been stunned before?
When has he encountered Force lightning before?
Well, he's been electrocuted before several times, I believe.
The Force?
With electricity. Additionally, his vortex manipulator is capable of manipulating various electronics. I don't know if that would extend to Force lightning or to a lightsaber, but it can interfere with electronics pretty handily. And he's a really good shot. And also, that may be a euphemism, if that matters to you.
Well, we have yet to encounter the mental aspect of the arena, in which Emperor Palpatine clearly has the edge. For the power to be extremely sexy is nothing compared to the dark side of the Force.
But can Emperor Palpatine keep the good humor while he gets his ass kicked the way that Captain Jack repeatedly does until he's alone and nobody's watching?
Darth Palpatine, Darth Sidious. Sometimes I like to mix it up.
Darth has two names as well. We just don't know the other one.
Darth Sidious doesn't have to worry about keeping a good humor when he gets his ass kicked, because Darth Sidious never gets his ass kicked.
But will he look good doing it?
I always look good. This is designer.
Is that couture?
Party City. $25.
Do I just pause it when you No, I don't have anything else to say to that. I mean, Jack Harkness has a coat that somehow regenerates when he does, kind of, because it never gets destroyed, even when he gets destroyed. So
Palpatine never gets destroyed.
Also, it was given to him in a war, so it's it's pretty much.
I started a war.
It smells good.
2 wars.
Jack Harkness fought in a war, at least 2 wars, in the trenches.
I was on my throne.
He worked his way through the ranks.
I started at the top. Now I'm still at the top.
I'm sure the top was very grateful.
That was amazing.
You were both in like 20 seconds of time left, so just all right.
Seconds did we take laughing our asses off?
Plenty. And we all enjoyed it. All right. Well, you know the rules of the Thunderdome. 2 may enter, but only 1 may leave, and now is the time to choose.
Vote for me. Do it.
Just so you all know, I'm free. Call me.
All right. Can I see a show of hands for Captain Jack Harkness? All right. Can I see a show of hands for Emperor Palpatine? Emperor Palpatine leaves the Thunderdome.
Excellent.
And the parting word, the end is where we start from.
Clearly manipulated the audience with the voice.
I have to do calculations for how
I'm so excited for this one.
All right. And now, for our next match, we have Jerry Smith versus Chibi Robo. Will our contestants step forward?
Oh, God.
All right. Will you both introduce your characters?
I'm here now representing Chibi Robo from the Nintendo game Chibi Robo and the spinoff.
I'm Jerry Smith, father of Morty, from Rick and Morty. I'm also a very successful businessman who has a loving family.
And what universe are you in?
A different one.
All right. Now, have everyone's attention, please. The first speaker will be Chibi Robo. You may begin when ready.
Okay. So at first, it may seem Chibi Robo is a bit outmatched here, being only about 10 centimeters tall. However, Chibi Robo has taken out numerous foes up to at least 6 or 7 feet tall, probably taller, and is armed with numerous devices to help him get around. He has a car, he has a spaceship, but more importantly, what's immediately on his person is Chibi Copter and Chibi Blaster, which allow him a lot of mobility and a lot of destructive power for something that small.
My father-in-law made a Chibi Robo to pass the butter. And you may have weapons, but I have a mortgage and a wife whose relationship is failing. You may be able to destroy enemies bigger than you, but you cannot destroy my marriage. It's already destroyed.
Well, as a Chibi Robo unit, it is my desire to bring happiness. So after I've killed you, I might try to mend your family.
You want happiness?
I have a good track record on that.
I
like
have
a really good one.
My item. Jerry's game, the ultimate mind test, known throughout the multiverse for selecting only the strongest and most capable of fighters. You cannot hope to beat my record of 5.
You know what? I could be wrong, but I do believe I could get at least 6.
6? Blasphemy!
Look, you've got these huge thumbs.
Oh, I lost already.
I have little half-centimeter hands capable of precision tapping.
Size doesn't matter. At least that's what Beth says. Also, Jerry Smith has boldly explored the multiverse. Like, he has escaped many a dangerous place, like the daycare, or the Titanic, or an awkward Christmas with your mother and father. So my skills of escaping are unmatched.
See, you always escape and go back home. Chibi Robo, once he's gotten the job done, he's already out looking for another adventure. He saved a family and their marriage and their whole situation. He saved a bunch of aliens. He saved Giga Robo, his predecessor, from being forgotten in a basement. And then what did he do? He went on to help the environment. He helped rescue a space station from an alien attack. He saved the world from an alien invasion in a chibi robo Jaeger.
He can save marriages, I need one. Also, I'm escaping this conversation.
You can't escape from the Thunderdome. As soon as your back is turned, I'm hitting you with a fully charged chibi blaster shot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right in the kneecap.
Worm powers.
I think we said all there is to say.
I got nothing else.
That was a very different duel from the last one. But once again, 2 characters have entered the Thunderdome and only 1 may leave. So now it is time for us to choose. Who here would vote for Jerry Smith? Wow, it's going to be close. All right, if you're voting for Jerry, keep your hand held up. All right, that's 8. And who's voting for Chibi Robo?
Yeah. Good job, Gary.
Chibi Robo wins.
I hate you. Gary isn't allowed to win. It's a rule.
All right. Our next match will be between Furiosa and Godzilla.
This will be fun.
All right. So the Thunderdome will be a little bit bigger for this one. But the rules are still the same.
We have gone to battle world.
So,
Internet.
will you please introduce your characters?
I am Furiosa from Mad Max, Fury Road.
I am Godzilla from miniseries. He's a guy.
All right.
He's a guy,
Well, lizard guy.
lizard guy.
He's pretty tall too, and fat.
Our first speaker will be Furiosa. You may begin when ready.
Furiosa is also pretty tall. Not that tall, but pretty tall. No, but she is pretty darn badass. She's very resourceful in combat. I believe that she could pretty easily scale Godzilla and shoot him in the head multiple times, which would be pretty darn great. Godzilla doesn't have very fast reflexes, so she would have adequate time to scale the beast and then shoot it in the face multiple times before it could do things like react.
My trademark.
So,
React, trademark?
Furiosa is about what, 5'10" maybe? 105 pounds.
She's pretty tall.
Yeah, pretty tall, pretty cool. Godzilla's about, the smallest version, about 150 feet tall.
That's pretty tall.
About 9,000 tons. Atomic breath that, even if it doesn't, hit you, he's covered with radiation. So even if you defeat me, over time you're slowly going to die of radiation poisoning. Really, it's a fight of, he could accidentally sit on you. He wouldn't even know he defeated you until he was like, oh yeah, oh, what jeez, man. So I really don't see a competition here. I mean, if we were in a normal-sized Thunderdome, if Godzilla fell over, he would crush the Thunderdome, all the patrons, and the town that it was in. So, I mean, what else can you say? Godzilla's a cool guy.
Well, in the Mad Max universe, everyone is already gross, and they've got things growing off of them from radiation poisoning, I think. But Furiosa doesn't, which is pretty awesome. She's visibly pretty healthy. And she also, goodness, she has very quick reflexes. I think you should talk some more, Seth.
Okay.
Gotta think of
Well, I
something.
mean, visibly healthy is a very good trait to have in a person. Although, I mean, let's think about like a sequel to Mad Max. Furiosa is like in charge of the Citadel, you know, having a fun time, giving people water, all that fun stuff. When out of the dunes comes Godzilla. I mean, like, she had some trouble fighting those bikers in that movie, like people with those guns and things. Yeah, you know, those bikers with the leather jackets and, you know, the hair and the silver spray paint. I really don't think that. I mean, Furious is cool and all, but can she defeat a 90,000 ton? Pardon me.
Fat.
Yes. He is so fat. Thank you for that. He is a very fat man. He could just hug everyone in your little town. They would all die. He's got the hug of death.
Furiosa is a survivor. She's been living in this wasteland her entire life. And she doesn't rely on anyone else. For the most part, she tries to keep to herself. And she just is a survivor.
She can't really keep to herself in the Thunderdome, though.
She can shoot Godzilla in the face.
And the bullet will bounce off, and he'll be like...
She can shoot Godzilla in the eye.
Do you have anything more to say?
I don't think I do.
Me neither.
All right. Well, thank you both.
Very good.
All right. So it was an abnormally large Thunderdome, but they both entered and still only one can lead. Will it be Godzilla the giant lizard or Furiosa the survivor? What was Furiosa's weapon?
Oh, goodness.
Visibly good health.
Some form of gun, but does that really matter? Yeah, like a big one.
A big gun.
Big gun.
All right.
Well, Godzilla doesn't have any items with him because
he's got it.
He's got his handbag with him actually when he goes in the Thunderdome.
Building.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jet Jaguar actually. But.
So, can I see a raise of hands for Furiosa?
Oh, you guys are nice.
And for Godzilla? Looks like Godzilla advances to the next round. Thank you both.
What?
I'm pretty sure you would die during that battle, though.
Could be. Oh no, Chibi Robo versus Godzilla. That should be good. No real. Okay. But before that, all right. I can have your attention. But before that, we have Garnet versus Optimus Prime. They're coming, I promise.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Internet. They will be here.
Yeah.
It's Emperor Palpatine!
All right.
What's up?
Now, will you both introduce your characters?
I am Garnet from Steven Universe.
And I am Optimus Prime from Transformers Everything. Because there's been like 30 series over like the past 30 years.
All right.
No one cares about different character.
What items are you bringing with you?
I have my Energon axe and any gun that can sprout out of my body because I'm a hot.
That is a part of your character. And Garnet?
Rose's laser light cannon.
All right. And with that, we will begin. Garnet will be the first speaker.
So, Garnet's pretty much indestructible against anything that is not specifically gem, homeworld created gem, the weapons. She is literally made of love. She swims in lava. Her room is literally full of lava, heat. She can withstand temperatures below and above like 1,000,000 degrees. And she makes giant gauntlets out of her hands, and she punches things. She's punched through a giant mechanical spaceship, which I think would include punching through Optimus Prime very easily.
The thing is, Transformers are made out of very strong Cybertronian metals that are far stronger than probably any other space race because they are far beyond technology that's probably ever been seen. And Optimus Prime can punch pretty hard himself. He has fought against Megatron, and his punches have exceeded the force of 2,000 tons. This is pretty impressive. And he withstood punches from an equal combat Megatron, who could punch basically the same force, probably even a little stronger. And Optimus Prime, he has the Matrix of leadership. This is the embodiment of Primus, the godlike being that created all the Transformers. And it's rumored to create the universe itself, but we're not going into that. Yeah. And his Energy Axe can cut through basically anything. So it's practically a lightsaber, but in axe form.
Really? Because I remember distinctly in a recent movie that involved robo-dinosaurs that Optimus Prime came out of the war against human beings very badly. Basically, Garnet has lasted over thousands and thousands of years protecting Earth. Optimus Prime only arrived like, what, the last 100 years? And what has he done? He just destroyed a bunch of cities and got banned from Earth, basically.
Optimus Prime, before his time on Earth, has led the Autobots in a eons-long civil war against the Decepticons. He has probably killed the Decepticons in droves with little to no effort. He is the embodiment of willpower and leadership. He is a great and fantastic warrior that all Autobots want to be. And the humans, he was caught surprised because he thought the humans were his friends, and humans betrayed his trust because humans are dickheads.
Garnet has a third eye that can see into the future. She would essentially see all the moves that Optimus Prime would do and counteract them instantly, using the best possible methods. And then she would use the laser light cannon and blast through his chest.
Well, Optimus Prime has been killed before, but he always comes back. In the darkest days when Autobots' hope is all gone, Optimus Prime has ascended from the heavens and led the Autobots to victory against the Decepticons on numerous occasions.
But he's been defeated.
Well, so is Garnet, technically.
Yeah, but she came back stronger, better than ever. She is the amalgamation, a conversation between two already very powerful alien beings merged into one. She is the embodiment of love. Can you beat the power of love?
Can you beat the power of leadership?
Yes. With love.
I just realized both our characters come from an alien race that involved in Civil War. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're both pretty awesome.
But mine's better.
I think we'll end it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Excellent job, guys. We have two very, very similar characters in a very similar weight class.
Weight class is a strong word.
Okay.
I'm currently here.
Are you calling Garnet
not
fat?
empowered doesn't know physical size.
All right, guys. But only one of them can advance. Will it be the power of leadership or the power of love? I don't know.
Love.
Can I see a raise of hands for Garnet? Is that a hand?
Me? No.
All right. And a raise of hands for Optimus Prime. By 2 votes, Optimus Prime it is. Excellent job, guys. All right. Next up, we have Boba Fett and Altair.
Oh, that's not good.
You will wait for Boba Fett.
And Boba Fett is gone right past the stage. Out the door. All right.
You weren't worth this time, it's fine. Okay.
Could you both introduce your characters?
And probably stay on screen.
Yeah, and stay on screen for the sake of the internet. Say hello to the internet.
Hello, internet.
All right. And you are?
I'm representing Boba Fett of Star Wars: The Last Mandalore.
And you are?
I'm the world's greatest assassin, Altair.
All right. Is that the time already? Oh, yeah. What items are you bringing into this fight?
Hidden Blade and Apple of Eden.
All right.
In this case, standard equipment, thus being the armor and the EE3 blaster rifle.
All right. Then with that, is our timer ready? The first speaker will be Boba Fett. You may begin when ready.
Simply put, I don't need a weapon to kill you.
Wow.
Ooh.
Going shade.
Cold. Really cold. Trying to kill me with the hidden blade alone versus Mandalorian armor, enhanced abilities, and the Apple of Eden. Its main ability is being able to control opposing wills.
It's able to. The Apple of Eden was the thing that's enslaved mankind for generations. No, I can just control your mind and make you do my bidding. You know.
It was based on those having strong enough wills as Altair was able to resist it, as he was able to resist it.
You're a bounty. You do not have a strong enough will to
Oh, you don't know Boba Fett at all.
Okay, Boba Fett was a smart person. Then why did he lose his head twice in a row? Huh?
You are thinking of the wrong character, sir. Boba Fett's the one who survived and broke out of the Sarlacc pit. When he could. Do you really want to go on the back and forth on this?
Yes.
It's a case of he broke out of the Sarlacc pit and survived basically being digested alive. If that doesn't take a strong force of will, I don't know what does.
Also, with the Apple of Eden, I'm able to basically, I have more powerful, I am also super intelligent and craft new weapons. So, also, you don't even know I'm human right now. I could divide myself into 3 different people with like a bunch of swords and laser beams. So, and you would still think I'm actually shooting you.
You don't have the swords, you don't have the laser beams. You came in here with a hidden blade and the Apple of Eden. We both know that.
Yeah, so Apple of Eden can make you fusion of different people. You're forgetting about that. Apple of Eden can make you become 5 different people.
It can make numerous different people, but not necessarily all of them with the same effects. Because once each one's defeated and eliminated, that illusion's basically.
And then to speak, I can also turn it out into Emperor Palpatine right now, and tell you that, by the way, I'm Emperor Palpatine. You shouldn't mess with me.
Two of us came into this fight. I know who you are.
But fine. You don't need. Okay, fine. I'll use Apple of Eden to make you think that you're middle. To make you your middle of Tatooine right now.
Well, the thing is, the versus of having the ability, as we've been over, Apple of Eden's like pure overly dominating effect over individuals is based on their will, and that we've already established that that's not so much effective.
Also, I can use Apple Blast.
You can use that.
The surrounding blast brings great fear to anyone near me. You know.
Most effective at what that one was doing was knocking people away. And considering I'm fully armored from head to toe in Mandalorian iron, it's going to take a few more than just a couple concussion blasts to put me
out. Is your device run on electricity?
Some of the equipment, and even then, I don't need those weapons to kill you.
Well, I'm gonna use Apple to disable your power ability.
What was the ability of the Apple of Eden to be able to disable electronic equipment?
It was what allowed humans to discover electricity in the first place.
We have 2 very different understandings of Assassin's Creed.
What do you mean? If you looked, it was implied in the storyline that it was what allowed them to invent electricity. You know.
It was one of the things that was granted them control. The biggest thing was it was able to control individuals. The thing is, even if you do eliminate my equipment, even with your hidden blade, I can still kill you.
I can always counterattack you.
Yes, you can counterattack with a hidden blade.
Yes,
hidden blade. Fully armored, head to toe, A, and B. Boba Fett has lived his life as a warrior and a killer since the day he was born. I think he got a couple years lead on Altair, especially based on whenever you're pulling him from.
I thought Boba Fett's the assassin with the helmet.
He's the guy in the green and red armor.
Yeah,
who was also in episode 5 and episode 6.
Oh yeah, but Boba Fett's a clone but he's a clone from his father. Right?
He's not accelerated aging though. He doesn't have that. He's lived a full life.
He also still loses his head the exact same way his father did.
He didn't lose his head. He would have fallen in the solid pit, which we've been over. He escaped. Being digested alive, he survived.
I did not see that canon.
It was old canon.
What?
It was old canon.
Should watch. I only watched the movies, so.
Yeah, he survived. Went through so much more stuff after that.
Okay, sorry about sitting on topic here, but yeah.
We're both fantastic, but based on abilities and technology, I think I might have to lead on you just a little bit.
But the Apple's able to mess with your mind, man. You get so confused.
Willpower, man.
Okay.
John's kind of up. You can still talk.
Okay.
First.
Altair, but I mean, Altair has a pretty strong will, and he himself has gone messed up with the apple. Well, his former master used it against him. Well, I was able to freeze him. I think.
All right. Both contestants used all of their time. So now we've wrapped up. There's a very good tight back and forth.
Are we staying up here?
Let's stay here for one more second. So, both Boba Fett and Altair have entered the Thunderdome. Each have escaped death numerous times, but this time, definitely, one of them will die.
For real this time.
For real this time. And you guys now need to choose who it is. So, can I see a raise of hands for who think Boba Fett will survive? Who? Altair? Thank you, Chris.
I'm sure he appreciates your support.
All right, then Boba Fett will move on. Thank you both. All right. Up next, we have a rather interesting matchup between two rather interesting characters. We will see Caboose from Red vs. Blue against Darth Jar Jar.
The best non-canon adaptation of canon characters.
Neither of these characters
This
are
isn't
canon,
that, bro.
but they do exist in a very carefully structured set of non-canon. So, would both of you introduce your characters, please?
All right. I am representing Jar Jar, who is, in my opinion, canonically a Sith Lord and a Force user and is very powerful.
And you are?
I'm Caboose.
From?
Red versus Blue. From Blue Team.
All right. And with that?
Yep, never did it.
And what items will you be bringing into the Thunderdome today?
Jar Jar can have a lightsaber, I guess.
I'm bringing Freckles in a rifle.
All right. Then, if our timer is ready and our contestants are ready, we will begin. The first speaker will be Caboose.
You know, I have been told that I am a great listener. You are a good person. People say nice things about you. Okay. Okay, so I'm Caboose from Blue Team, wearing very strong armor. I have survived stepping on a landmine that threw me in the air off camera long enough for Sarge to deliver a very stern eulogy. Only for me to fall back down in front of them and be completely okay. And sadly, not crush Schramm. Because we were all hoping on that. I have survived fighting an army of the most badass freelancer to ever exist. And not just survived, I thoroughly kicked her ass, and I didn't even have Freckles at the time. Which is good, because I really can't shoot at all. But Freckles can, and he has not ever missed a target that I have seen. And he's incredibly good, and he's a lot smarter than I am, but so is everybody.
Okay. So Jar Jar doesn't fight with like combat or anything. Jar Jar uses the power of the Force, specifically mind control and manipulation. Now, how does Caboose deal with that?
That's a good question. Well, Caboose is fairly easily manipulated if you know how to manipulate him. But just the fun thing about being so empty-headed is there's nothing in there to manipulate. He has no weaknesses, and that's it.
Jar Jar has experience manipulating some of the most powerful Jedi, including Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi, both of which are skilled on their own of doing the Jedi manipulation, but somehow Jar Jar was not able to manipulate them, even though they're also powerful Force users.
Well, Caboose is so strong that a wonderful AI named Santa, who refused to give him any gifts, multiplied the gravity by 10, and he did not even notice. He was too busy trying to figure out what that meant.
Jar Jar has also convinced the entire Senate to give Emperor Palpatine supreme power.
Well, I demand cookies!
Jar Jar will grant you cookies if you pledge to kill yourself.
Nah. I have to kill Church later.
You know, what if I manipulate you into thinking that you're actually Church? That Church is slowly taking over your mind.
Well, he's an AI, he can do that.
Yes. what would Caboose do then?
Well, Church is my best friend. I'd welcome him in. There's more than enough space up here for him.
Okay. Well, either way, Jar Jar would convince you not to kill him. So you would be rendered not fighting him after mind control.
How do you control something that isn't there?
There's enough brain there at least to do some.
Can you control Freckles? Can you stop him from killing you?
He has a lightsaber.
Can you mind control Caboose and stop Freckles at the same time?
I can actually.
Oh, that's it.
Yes, it is.
Spaces are great.
I've got
Anything else?
nothing else except one more Caboose quote. He is so small. I would like to feed him a small cracker.
All right, well, thank you very much. So, despite all odds, one of the two of them still leaves the Thunderdome.
Double elimination! Double elimination! Double elimination!
No! So, who will win? Will it be Caboose?
Yes.
A couple of votes for Caboose. Will it be Darth Jar Jar?
Jocker did it.
Darth Jar Jar slays Caboose and advances to the next round. Thank you, guys.
That was adorable, Sarlo. What was that?
All right. And our final fight of the first round will be One Punch Man against Rick Sanchez.
You're so right. I can't do that. I cannot do justice.
All right.
I want to have one of those skull caps so I can.
All right. Just trying to remain on screen at all times. All right. Could you both introduce your characters?
Alright guys, I'm One Punch Man, otherwise known as Saitama, from a recently published anime called One Punch Man. Anyone who's not familiar, he's a very Goku-esque type superhero who's basically just out there just trying to live his life, being a superhero, saving the world, saving the cities and such. The special thing about him is that he can destroy anything with one punch, hence the name, and his main struggle throughout the entire series is trying to find an enemy that he can kill in more than one punch.
But today you have an enemy, and that enemy is...
Rick Sanchez, the most powerful being in the infinite multiverse.
All right.
Grandfather of Rick and Morty and all-around badass.
Wait, he's his own grandfather?
Grandfather of Morty.
He's the grandfather of Rick and Morty.
He is the grandfather in Rick and Morty.
All right. Is our timer ready? What items will you each be bringing to the Thunderdome with you?
Portal gun.
For the purposes of the Thunderdome, this portal gun will take you to anywhere you want, but there will still be a Thunderdome when you arrive.
When you come back.
Well, your item?
Well, One Punch Man does not need weapons. So what I brought instead was a candy bar got from the Who's Purging Now episode of Rick and Morty. And this is a vintage candy bar.
They are
that's still
free.
That is before the edition that came out for those was purging all free. See, the one problem with Saitama is that he does not have the killing instinct in him and only kills to save humanity. However, in this case, I need some extra motivation, so I have devoured this candy bar.
All right. And your time will begin. We will start with One Punch Man.
All right. So I don't know what I need to say here. I kill everything in one punch. It doesn't matter what universe you send me to. I'll kill everything too.
Good luck killing anything when you're in a universe where the floors are made of lava. Except for the tiles, which are made of knives. I'm not going through the portal. He's going through the portal.
And how exactly are you going to get me through that portal?
By aiming at your feet. You are super strong and super tough. You are not super fast.
Well, you're going to tell someone who literally jumped off the roof of a building to punch through a meteor that he can't somehow manage to get away from a hole that suddenly opened up over his feet.
I mean, given that you are rage-driven by the purge and all, you're going to charge at me and I'm just... underneath you. Alternatively, I could come in from the side and have an alien pull you into another Thunderdome, which, even if you would still fight, I am now alone in the Thunderdome, rendering me the victor.
But else, that means that, wait a minute, if you open up another Thunderdome, that necessarily means that you added a Thunderdome that you must also enter and be the only one to leave.
Judge. Judge, rules are bullshit. I'm Rick Sanchez.
Naturally, when Rick Sanchez enters the Thunderdome, we have to call the rules into question. If you create a portal, both Thunderdomes are in play. They are effectively the same Thunderdome. Which means if you leave into a different Thunderdome and close the portal, and you're each stuck there in a Thunderdome, eventually one of you has to come to the other, or one of you has to surrender.
Or die.
Or die.
I mean, let me go through the all. Send me through 1,000,000 Thunderdomes.
Okay, so if you are, alright, so I don't care how strong or how much training One Punch Man has, if he is literally surrounded by nothing but knives and lava, he's not going to make it out alive.
Mm-hmm. So really, the question here is not, since we reached an impasse here, because as soon as, if I get to you, you're dead. But if you keep providing portals, eventually I'll get you and you'll be dead.
No. I just don't. I set my portal gun. Alternatively, I could just set my portal gun to fuck you up like it did in the most recent episode, Wedding Squanchers. I think that's the only episode that doesn't have the word Rick in it. Wow. On top of that, I can call in it. I mean, Rick Sanchez, have a council of Rick Sanchez's. An infinite multiverse full of Rick Sanchez's, all of which know each other. I have vested the Galactic Federation for at least 20 years. I have also strangled the devil, beat the shit out of the devil with my bare hands to excommunicate it to you. And yeah, I also drove him to suicide.
How many punches did it take you to beat up the devil?
One punch! I also spit on him for good measure. Which is exactly what I'm going to do
What
to
I'm
you.
hearing is a plural number of assaults required to defeat him.
You are not going to be able to reach me. I am just going to win. Rick Sanchez is the smartest person in the entire universe. That's why they band together, and that's why everyone's afraid of them. One Punch Man only fights monsters and demons and evil energy things. It's a weird show. But overall, he hasn't fought a mastermind.
What I'm hearing is an impasse. I think what really is we're going to win on. I'm going to win on ideological grounds. The One Punch Man is purely selfless in everything that he does, while Rick, at his very being, does only everything.
I'm going to win because you're a weak piece of shit. Tiny Rick!
Show me what you got.
Have a nice day.
Alright, is that it?
I'm Mr. Bulldog.
Saitama does not give in to provocation.
All right, well, thank you both. I'm not sure who wins this one.
I don't understand how Rick could lose this one.
Well, we got...
Oh, yeah!
2 characters enter the Thunderdome, and one of them will leave, though it might be a different Thunderdome. So the question now is, which one will eventually survive? Will it be Rick? Okay. If you think it's Rick, keep your hand held high so I can see it, and don't put it down. I have 10 for Rick. For One Punch Man.
Whereas there's also for one person.
That puts it at 10 to 8.
Did you count Fred?
Yes, and Fred's. Which means Rick Sanchez has defeated One Punch Man. Bravo. I don't know how it would eventually happen, but it would take forever.
Well, let's be honest.
Don't worry, my next battle's going to be much shorter.
In the battle with Saitama, you have not anyone besides
I've already won the battle.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Okay. So the question now.
Wait, are we rearranging the bracket?
Yes, we are rearranging the bracket.
I wrote that for nothing.
So, does everyone want to keep the bracket as it is?
Do we want to just keep going with this bracket, or do we want to switch it up?
In the interest of some more interesting battles.
Hold on, listen up.
In the interest of maybe a couple little rebalance tweaks or things we think might be fun to see fight, we are suggesting some shuffling of the next round, after which we'll just let it go.
All in favor, please signify by raising an appendage. If you want us to change the brackets.
Can you tell us what the proposed brackets are? Yeah.
Bounty Hunter Samus versus Fett. The Battle of the Bots, Chibi Robo versus Optimus Prime. And then I'm fine with altering these in a different way, but I'm thinking Jar Jar versus Godzilla and Rick versus Palpatine, but I'd also be up for Rick versus Jar Jar if people would prefer that.
So it's what's been written in blue, or the bracket that already exists with Samus, Palpatine, Chibi Robo, Godzilla, Rick Sanchez, Darth Jar Jar, and Boba Fett Optimus Prime.
Okay. So who wants to see it stay as it was originally written? And who likes the blue version better?
Wait, you said that we can switch.
Okay. Would you prefer to switch to keep Darth Jar Jar versus Rick, but change the rest?
Who's Rick beating in round 1 or round 2?
Godzilla.
All right. It seems like we have a consensus then.
Okay.
The bracket will be reordered.
So, who's Jar Jar? Palpatine. Is it going to be Jar Jar versus Palpatine or Jar Jar versus Chibi Robo?
Jar Jar versus Palpatine.
Oh, it should be Chibi Robo.
I want Chibi Robo versus Optimus Prime.
Chibi Robo will be facing Optimus.
I want to beat Optimus Prime.
Okay.
So it's original?
Yeah.
Because I have it on here.
Yep. Go ahead and erase.
Oh, in that case, I'm.
Oh, don't erase it, we're gonna take a picture.
Erase
I
the,
got me and Jenny with my phone.
erase the
Take it
blue
twice.
lines.
Erase the blue lines.
Oh.
Yes, that was my hip that just.
For the viewers at home, we will be back after a short commercial break.
This is my foot.
Hungry for apples?
I'm hungry. Apples would be good.
Welcome to Fake Doors!
Move out of the way, Ryan!
Ryan, improv.
Two brothers
Out of the
in a
way!
van.
All right.
And then a hurricane happens. And then aliens attack. Alien Mexicans attack with tomatoes.
I'm Gazorpazor fucking Field!
So while this is being rewritten, what was your favorite battle in round 1?
Palpatine.
All right.
Nice.
And maybe laugh the most.
Palpatine and Harkness, I think, was about 2 minutes of straight laughing and 3 minutes of actual debate, which is close to the golden ratio, I think. All right.
No more commercials?
No.
It's still
Because
Two brothers coming this fall. 4 brothers in teams of 2.
Oh, I thought you were still. Okay, go. 4 brothers, and when's the next battle starting? 4 brothers are going to fight a giant bird carrying a house. And in that house are the same 4 brothers, but they're evil versions. And then earthquakes happen with a meteor already in the earth, giving birth to a giant alien robot that's made out of ants.
Ryan, how many?
Coming this summer.
Ryan.
4 brothers.
How many J. Michael Vincent do they have?
They only have half of a J. Michael Vincent.
I'm debating this, huh?
No. Directed by Michael Bay. Thank you.
Hang on. Who wins J. Michael Vincent of 4 brothers?
4 brothers. All day.
Well, all right, Justin, I love these new star announcements. They have a sort of improvisational feel.
They're really interesting. I think we might continue with them. I really want to see what happens when they introduce the 6th brother, which of course happens before the sequel, which is actually a prequel where they introduce the 5th brother.
Of course.
The prequel is just called No Brothers, and it's just one man.
In a van?
In a van.
All right, but before we find out what happens there, they're still in pre-planning stages. They're working on casting and writing the script, so we don't know anything about it yet. But it should be a lot of fun, and it's coming to a theater near you or far away from you in a year, probably in the future.
In one of the timelines.
So now we're on to round 2. We have some really excellent looking fights coming up, but we'll start off with the bounty hunters with Samus Aran versus Boba Fett. You guys can come forward. All right. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you, Justin.
Will you reintroduce your characters for us? The viewers at home sometimes forget.
Boba Fett of Star Wars.
Samus Aran of the Metroid series.
And for today's battle, what are you bringing with you into the Thunderdome?
First question, where are we fighting? Is the Thunderdome just one big open
The
area?
Thunderdome is the dome.
It's a dome.
It's a graded dome.
It's a flat field under a dome.
With a flat field, yes. You can climb around in it, I think.
Ish, maybe.
And it's probably around the size of this room.
Standard armor with a jetpack and EE3 blaster rifle again.
Power suit with all of its bells and whistles.
All right. Our first speaker.
Matched into excess of.
Our first speaker will be Samus.
Oh, okay. So on top of, let's see what I can add to what I've already described in my defeat of Mech Man. Well, I didn't go much into the beams that Samus carries. For one, there's the weight beam and its other variants for electricity, which can be overcharged and basically a constant stream of plasma into your chest. Alternatively, ice beam freeze you in place while I'm perhaps preparing another attack, or just feel like smashing your frozen body. Or I can shoot you with fully charged shot from the plasma beam to just sort of melt you.
2 responses. 1, all of these things imply that you can hit me. Some of these things, with the benefits of Mandalorian armor and the fact that I'm externally armored and the jetpack, I either have the maneuverability to dodge at least some of your attacks, and the armor to at least be able to take some of your attacks.
Well, as far as mobility, I admit the space jump jetpack is not nearly as advanced as your jetpack. However, I have fought numerous space pirates, and my target locking systems have been quite effective.
I've taken on Jedi and won.
I think if I can take out an entire horde of flying space pirates, I can take out just one.
Not necessarily a flying space pirate. This is, rather than a bunch of basically really
You're right. They had
fools.
missiles.
So do I.
I thought you just had a rifle.
Missile on the jetpack, buddy.
Okay, fair enough.
But the thing is, you're also facing a wide swath of enemies that are ineffective, undisciplined, and basically just, I'm a pirate because I'm a pirate, and wrong.
No, elite pirates are fairly well trained, and often actually have some of my more advanced weapons, meaning I know not only how to fight skillfully with them, but also how to defend against a variety of weapons.
Versus one who is also well-equipped, and as well-equipped and well-trained, if not better trained than you.
You honestly think you're better trained than someone who was raised by the Chozo and trained from when she was a little child?
Someone who was raised from birth to be a warrior, a Mandalorian warrior, to fight Jedi, and basically just generally king.
A Chozo warrior to fight pretty much any alien threat in the galaxy.
Be able to live and survive anything and make it through every war.
Same here.
We seem to be in an impasse.
It does seem that way.
Seduce each other.
Well.
Does Boba have a swimsuit?
Samus does. Canon.
2 hours.
Even wears it under the power suit just in case.
Just in case. Always prepared.
Always prepared.
Ah, well, last time I went swimming, it was in the Dune Sea, and that did not end well.
I guess.
Honestly, we can hit most of the points.
I mean,
you can,
yeah.
You can hit my armor.
We're both well armored. We both have a variety of weapons. I think where Samus has the upper hand is on mobility because Spider Ball. Yeah, you have jetpack, but I could Spider Ball over the top of the Thunderdome and attack you from pretty much any direction.
Over the top. You mean, rolling around the inside of the Thunderdome?
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing is, I also have the ability to basically be anywhere within the Thunderdome because jetpack.
I mean,
rather than
yes.
being just attached directly to surfaces and basically just space
Yeah.
between some
Additionally,
surfaces.
Boost Ball 2 gives a pretty fast dodge from anything. And I mean, we both have targeting missiles, but whereas I can, like, a missile is a single thing for me to dodge. Missile wave beam combo is basically a stream of plasma into your chest, as I said.
20 seconds. But also there's the response of, let's go back to the swimsuit idea. Let's go with that for a brief time. I'll let you go first. Toxin.
Wait, we're fighting in our swimsuits? Have you seen?
I'll just let you do that first. Like,
have you seen Zero Suit Tennis?
Yes, I've seen Zero.
She can hold her own in a battle.
She can hold her own.
Plasma whip.
Boba Fett can also hold his own. Granted, he always just stays in armor.
When has he ever fought without his armor?
He doesn't ditch his armor. I'll let you ditch your armor first. That was my point.
I thought no. Samus is not going to drop her armor first. But she has held her own in her Zero Suit against fully armored opponents.
Mm-hmm. She can hold her own. The thing is, what that one's doing for her is usually increase her mobility and athleticism, versus
which is
my
already
armor
pretty darn
doesn't
high.
impact that at all. I could basically strip down to nothing and probably be just about as effective.
10 seconds for Johns.
The losses of equipment, as is the same issue with you.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the various suit allows a lot of mobility.
So all in all, we're basically evenly matched.
And that's time for both of you.
I have more explosives.
All right.
Rocket, wristwatch.
That's time for both of you. Oh, stop talking. You're done fighting. One of you won. We just don't know who it is. All right.
I'm doing a good fight.
First of all, thanks to both of these guys. That was an excellent fight. So we have two bounty hunters. They're both armored.
In a bag.
In a bag. All right. But once again, two entered and only one will leave. Who will it be? Do I have Samus? Or do I have Boba Fett? Looks like Samus wins. Excellent job, guys. All right. Next up, we have a different kind of fight. The Battle of the Robots. Though there is a noticeable difference in the scale of the two robots. We have Chibi Robo against Optimus Prime.
Can I request a 10 centimeter tall Thunderdome?
No! The size of the Thunderdome is limited by the size of the larger contestant. Chibi Robo is not the larger contestant.
Should have gone with Giga Robo.
Okay, our timer is ready. Timer is me. Could you both introduce your character and then name the item you will be taking with you?
All right. My character is Optimus Prime, the brave and glorious leader of the Autobots. And with me, I don't have my axe. I have the Star Saber, which is like the axe, but like a million times better in every way, shape, or form. I'll explain it later.
I'm Chibi Robo, and on top of all of the devices that are part of me, I will be bringing the flying Chibi house from Chibi Robo Ziplash.
All right. Well, with that, we will begin with Chibi Robo.
Okay, so, hold on, actually. Do people mind Ziplash spoilers? Cool. Okay, so, in addition to all of the mobility devices built into Chibi Robo, as stated in his battle against Jerry, the Chibi house has the connection up to Citrosoft and other internet services through which I could probably learn a thing or two about disabling a transformer. And my small size would allow me to fly into Optimus and possibly disable him from the inside, or at least, disconnect a few vital parts. Meanwhile, Optimus is just sort of trying to figure out where on him I am and how to, grab with his giant, car part fingers.
First, I want to say Optimus is 30 feet tall. That's flat out say. But Optimus, his eyes are very advanced. He'll be able to spot Chibi with his advanced targeting systems, and basically either to shoot him, or he doesn't even need to shoot him because the Star Saber, if he swings it, it sends out energy blasts in an area of effect. So he doesn't even have to aim for Chibi. He has to aim for his general location and this swipe, and everything in the area is dead.
Well, I would argue, upon realizing this threat, Chibi would probably get recalled back to the Chibi house. And as I said, Chibi's probably his primary method of attack would be to try to dismantle you from the inside, at which point your targeting systems aren't very effective, as you'd be targeting yourself.
Well, I just think that Optimus Prime will be able to intercept Chibi before he even gets remotely close to entering his internal workings. And Cybertronians aren't robots, they are completely autonomous mechanical beings. So who's to say they really have things you can dismantle, because they're all powered by the spark inside their chest. So it's up in the air, but I don't think Chibi could even dismantle Optimus Prime even if he got inside him.
Okay, spark inside your chest, that sounds familiar. That sounds like something that Chibi's aliens have the power to give or take away, and that it has been lost before. So I would guess somewhere in the Chibi house there is some data on how to take care of one of those.
Well, it's not. You can't take away a spark. Basically, you have to take away a spark of Cybertronian. Basically, kills them. And it's really like their core. It's almost like their soul.
Sounds like one of those sparks that the aliens gave to all of the various toys in the Sanderson's house.
It sounds like Chibi Rover ripped something off.
I don't think Transformers invented the concept of a spark of life, but fair enough. Also, if you're concerned about the size, I would remind you, Chibi Robo has fought an alien about the size of Optimus Prime when the house transformed into effectively a Chibi Robo Jaeger. So if it comes down to size versus size, the Chibi house can hold its own, with Chibi, of course, controlling it.
Optimus Prime has faced bigger opponents with
Bigger than Chibi Robo, I wouldn't have guessed.
Yes, but bigger than the house. He has taken down opponents like Tidal Wave, which is the size of a battleship, and has fought against the forces of Unicron fairly well. And he has a Matrix Evolution, as I said before, which is the soul power of Primus, which is basically God. And I don't have any more to say about this fight. And do you have any more?
I regret to say the Chibi Robo series has not gone on quite long enough to the point where they had to write the most ridiculous looking characters just to get a new plot line. He has, though, tackled with Joe. If Joe were here, he would argue an even greater foe, the threat to the environment, climate change. And darn did he fight well.
I'm pretty sure Optimus Prime probably find something that says climate change is bad.
Chibi Robo saved the garden. Optimus Prime would accidentally step on it.
Optimus Prime loves and respects all life forms, sir. He fights for the glory.
Except for the ones he accidentally destroys.
Let's not talk about Michael Bay movies.
Next time, there's 30 seconds left for you.
I don't really have much more to say. Optimus Prime has faced impossible odds. He has persevered, whether it be by his very powerful willpower or his very strong leadership skills, via the Matrix leadership, because he was chosen by the godlike Prime himself to bear it. Even though before he was just a data reader for the Autobots, he was like a low-level thing, but he found the willpower to succeed and lead the Autobots.
And that's time. All right. Well, thank you both. It's been an excellent fight between two robots of varying size. But only one can continue, unless, of course, Chibi Robo manages to slip through the cracks and run away.
But
So,
you enter another Thunderdome, though.
We're assuming it's a well-built Thunderdome.
It's a well-built Thunderdome. So which one is going to survive? Will it be Chibi Robo?
Wow, I got a case.
Will it be Optimus Prime? And Optimus Prime defeats
Good fight,
Chibi
sir.
Robo
Yes.
and moves on to the next round. All right. We're halfway through round 2. Our next fight is Rick Sanchez versus Godzilla.
Rick is a formidable opponent.
You've already lost, I'm sorry.
All right. Will you both reintroduce your characters for the audience?
I'm Rick Sanchez, and I'm an alcoholic.
I'm Godzilla, I'm the king of the monsters.
All right, and what items will you be bringing with you?
The Meeseeks box.
A winning personality.
All right. Godzilla with a winning personality against Rick Sanchez and the Meeseeks box. We will begin with Godzilla.
Alright, so, as previously stated, Godzilla's fat. He's a big guy. He can easily sit on Rick, because he's just a normal guy with some, fun stuff to play with. And atomic breath, I don't think he can handle fairly well, being shot at, radiation, all that fun stuff. Also, fun thing about Godzilla, he's got nuclear pulses that emit from his body.
If that were the case, Japan would be gone after seeing him once, let alone 30 to 40 times.
Oh, it practically
where
is.
he's lost against a giant moth, a robot the size of a person, a worse, shittier Australian Godzilla.
I don't remember those movies.
I do, because Rick Sanchez knows everything there is to know about giant monsters. In addition to Godzilla's massive power, he's also really, really slow and has a hard time, while he might have a hard time dealing with, human military, he has never had to face an enemy that could just generate more of itself, unless you count Mothra, which died, split into two different tiny larvae, which then grew into Mothras and beat the crap out of Godzilla.
Well, I think that's the beauty of Godzilla, is that you keep pushing him down, he keeps coming back again. And, a lot of people to fight isn't really a problem. I feel like Godzilla could just lie down, roll around in the Thunderdome, and just get everything in sight.
He has a hard time dealing with a kind of cranky child, Godzuki. He also loses to the robot version of himself, which just shows that he's inferior to technology. With an infinite number of Meeseeks, I can have a Meeseek hold the Meeseeks box while I run away to make more Meeseeks to fight Godzilla.
Well, more Meeseeks are just more people, right?
People that cannot die. We have watched Meeseeks get stabbed, shot, and generally brutally ripped to pieces, but keep going until their purpose has been served, which would be to destroy Godzilla.
But if they're still just people, it'd be like getting covered in ants. It's not going to kill you after 10 minutes.
It's getting suffocated. It's getting pinned down by the sheer weight of a couple of million Meeseeks, which would probably take you down for 10 minutes.
Well, I do have atomic breath, which goes through people fairly easily, so...
You run out of energy. You run out of energy and then would try to retreat to the volcano, or to the sea, which you can't. It's a Thunderdome, so you just kind of lie down and take a nap.
I just take a nap?
Yep. I've watched these movies.
Sleep in the middle of Thunderdome?
Atomic energy, you run out of atomic, Godzilla runs out of atomic energy.
But I can recharge.
Yes. And then get pinned down by a couple of million Meeseeks.
But if I just roll around in the Thunderdome, then I can just crush all the Meeseeks.
As I generate more. This is kind of
How fast can you generate these things?
As fast as a Meeseek can press the button. How long does it take for you to press a button? That fast.
Can I destroy this Meeseeks creating device?
I don't think so. This has not been established, so I'm going to assume no.
So you're going to assume it can't be destroyed?
Yes.
Can I get a judge ruling on that?
I don't know the Meeseeks box well enough to know whether
We
it's
put
destroyed or not.
What if Jerry would have destroyed the box though?
Yeah.
If he could though.
Jerry's not that smart.
That's assuming the idiot that knocked up my daughter is smart enough to put 2 and 2 together.
It's only been in one episode, so it's hard.
And they put it away because it was too broken.
Exactly. So it's hard to obtain from just that one episode.
Godzilla has lost to significantly weaker and sillier things than an infinite army of blue men.
But he's also defeated a significant amount of monsters that are 10 times greater than...
Usually it's with the help of one of the monsters that has beaten him in the past.
A lot of the times he does it alone, not gonna lie.
Unless you count All Out War, in which case he teamed up with the Japanese military.
I think the definitely the first run of Godzilla films, it was just him versus the monster over and over and over again.
Yeah, and then but he wouldn't always win. Oftentimes the two would both leave.
So he defeated them.
No, they both got tired of beating up Tokyo.
Godzilla's a cool guy. He's a nice guy. He's got a family. He's got a son. Think about that. Versus this guy. What's Rick without Morty? He's just Rick. That's my speech.
Right.
All right. That was an interesting fight, and I think there are very compelling reasons why both sides could win. Can Godzilla roll around fast enough to crush the V6 and the box before there's enough of them?
I feel like this is a physics class problem. Godzilla's moving at
4.6 days to make 2 million. Assuming he presses the button 5 times per second.
This is a lot more than 5 per second.
Do we see higher?
No.
They actually get irritated the longer they're alive, so they'd actually be more focused.
I'll kill him quickly.
All right. So then the question that you need to answer with your own intuition and a raise of your hand is: can Godzilla roll around on the Thunderdome quickly enough to crush the Meeseeks, the Box, and Rick before there are too many of them?
Godzilla's moving at 2 meters per second.
But he's a big guy, so it can cover most of the Thunderdome.
Sorry.
All right.
Well, it has direction.
The Thunderdome is large enough to encompass Godzilla comfortably, which means it's probably... How tall is Godzilla?
At least 150 feet.
Okay, so the Thunderdome is 200 feet tall, so it's probably somewhere in the
Which
neighborhood...
Godzilla was I fighting? Yeah, they alternate from being like this.
Okay, the diameter of the Thunderdome is going to be about
and the 1,000 was like 227 meters.
Okay, thank you.
So the diameter of the Thunderdome is 5 Godzillas lying down.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, let me tell you all, here could be any of the scrubs you enter. Who? Here could be any of the scrubs you enter.
Beaker versus Godzilla.
Alright. So, now it's time to take a vote. If there is a tie, Joe will be the tiebreaker. Joe will make an instinctual decision based on what he knows without having heard any of the argument. So let's hope it doesn't come down to that. Do I have votes for Godzilla?
Wow.
Do I have... Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have votes for Rick?
Rick.
Boom. If I would have won, I would have started the next battle, and then Godzilla took a bite out of Optimus Prime.
I was waiting.
I'm sorry to be Optimus Prime.
Like Scruff McGuff.
This is to say it.
Why is Chuck Norris in it?
Chuck Norris is in sci-fi!
Next year's Thunderdome is just the ultimate showdown.
I was genuinely concerned I was going to lose that. That was close.
Okay, so thank you guys. Next up, Mario's showing me a thing.
Yes.
Our next match is Darth Jar Jar versus Emperor Palpatine.
You just say he's gonna die.
All right, and we are getting close to time. We can go a little bit over like we usually do, but let's try and keep some of the extraneous conversation to a minute. So, you know the characters.
I gotta swallow first, otherwise I'm gonna choke. Hang on.
We have Darth Jar Jar versus Emperor Palpatine, 2 masters of the Force. We will begin with Emperor Palpatine.
So, this is a Thunderdome situation, and as much as I might like to sit back behind the scenes and manipulate my foes into doing my bidding for them, on multiple accounts has I proven my own on one-on-one combat, or maybe one-on-4 combat. Does anyone remember that one time 4 Jedi Masters came to assassinate me, and I spun really quick at them? That was pretty cool. Or what about that time Yoda tried to fight me, so I threw the Senate? So I threw the Senate at him. Darth Darth Jar Jar has no combat prowess besides dumb luck. And if there's one thing I'm really good at fighting, it's dumb luck.
You so wrong. Dumb luck don't exist in Star Wars. Tusa, you so think you beat me? No, Misa control you all Star Wars.
No, wait. You also have the power of the dark side, so I can't say the power of the dark side is nothing compared to the power of the dark side. But Darth Jar Jar has never been proven to have any prowess with a lightsaber, only a prowess in using a droid tied to his leg, which a lightsaber can beat. Also, Force lightning is really cool.
Who sent the lightsaber? Misa accidentally dodged lightning and then Yusa died.
No, if you dodge the lightning, I don't die. You just dodge the lightning, and then I shoot more lightning. It's lightning, I go like this. And it moves really fast, like the speed of light, which I guess can move faster then, because of the Millennium Falcon, but you don't have that.
Misa can dodge laser blast.
Yeah, lightning.
Misa think laser blast faster than lightning.
You say light is faster than light? I don't think he's really a Sith Lord, you guys.
It comes down to shoot, thus.
Yes. Also, I have a question. Where are you after episode 1, besides electing me to the Senate?
In the background. Why would I take the front when you are being such a masterful puppet for me?
Because I control the Empire.
But you are the target.
No.
No,
Vader is the target.
But if you and Vader die, Misa's still in power.
No. There's a little something we like to call canon.
Oh.
Which is, I am in power, and you fall over a lot.
And you had to push down a shaft.
No, he picked me up and threw me. There's a difference.
Misa's still dead.
Yes, but so was he.
Yes, and Misa's still alive at end of 6.
No.
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir, because Lucas added me.
What?
Misa added in 6. Misa in episode 6.
No, a Gungan is in episode 6. There's lots of them, more than just Jar Jar.
That has same voice as Misa?
All of them have the same voice as Yusa. How much time is left?
How much time?
You guys both have about 30 seconds left.
Oh my god.
Okay, it comes down to being a direct confrontation. If there's anyone who would be good at resisting a known force mind attack in the entire Star Wars universe, it would be Darth Sidious. And even if he was eventually able to penetrate by impenetrable mental defenses, I would have enough time to walk over and cut him with my lightsaber. Use Force lightning.
Misa has tricked Master Yoda. Misa also tricked you.
I tricked Master Yoda, that's no big deal. It's not hard. I sat next to him, and I was like, you should start a war. And he was like, good idea, that's his.
Misa, nowhere without me without getting Senate. You could not influence Senate, Misa had to.
No, I did. You were just, I agree with that guy. That's what you said.
No, Misa wave hands and manipulate all Senate to vote for you.
I can't talk anymore. I think he's done.
We're good.
Alright. And this is what happens when you see a battle between two true masters. Alright. So, will it be canon or will it be non-canon? You decide. Do we have votes for Darth Jar Jar? Votes for Palpatine? Yeah. Alright. An excellent battle.
Justin, next year can we have the battle again on political Thunderdome?
I hope so. All right. In the interest of time, we're going to go quickly.
The Frankie wants to make America great again.
All right. So, what we're going to do, if I can have everyone's attention, that means shut up. All right. We're going to move on into the semifinals. You've heard these characters before, so we're going to limit the time to 1.5 minutes each. So, that's a minute off of everyone's clock, and it's still going to be just as fun. You've heard these characters before, and we're getting really, really close. So, in the first semifinal, we have Samus and Optimus Prime.
Oh, Jesus, Taylor, I don't know how to use your keyboard. No, because I would have, wait,
Just use the old one.
oh, Jesus. Wait, I got this.
I got it. Or also use the one I put in the.
I know, let me just, oh, you had another one?
I thought that's what you were using, so fine. I will do this. But...
All right. Could you both introduce your characters and the item that you will be using?
I'm Optimus Prime. I still have the Star Saber I had in the last round. Badass lightsaber weapon with a solid metal core. So it's all the advantages of a lightsaber with none of the disadvantages.
I am Samus Aran, and my item is my suit again.
All right.
All of its various bells and whistles and weapons and explosives.
All right. We will start with Samus. You may begin when ready.
Okay, so taking out a larger enemy like this is obviously not new to me. I have fought Mother Brain, Ridley, Meta Ridley, and numerous other very dangerous foes. I have a lot of electric-based attacks that could interfere with his systems, and I'd say, given that he has a nice glowy vulnerable spot like a lot of Nintendo enemies, maybe direct a lot of fire toward that with, I don't know, all the super missiles.
So, you've been training all your life. Optimus Prime has eons of combat experience. So it's a long time. And the bright glowy center doesn't exist. It's behind several Cybertronian armor plating. So it would take a lot of missiles to pierce my armor. And I have fought enemies such as Megatron, Unicron, and legions of Decepticons, and I dispatched with little to no trouble, because I am a warrior beyond any normal warrior.
I think we're both good warriors. I mean, I also have single-handedly saved planets. You say you've got armor that I need to remove. That sounds like a very common mechanic in a lot of my adventures of, oh, there's armor, I'll just grapple beam that off of you. Alternatively, if I find that it's too difficult to just shoot you from a distance, I could always just spider ball up your back and attack you from a nice close range, or just sort of, shoot super missiles under your armor.
As I said before, with the fight, the glorious fight with Chibi Robo that lasted millennia,
He fought valiantly, the little guy.
I will be able to avoid your spider ball attacks with my advanced target systems and use my saber sword to use the swiping, I can't talk, or I'll be able to swipe the air, creating massive energy pulses with area effect to be able to block and deflect any of your missiles that you can fire at me.
But whereas Chibi Robo lacked mobility and experience with such things, Samus has a lot of experience fighting both shockwave-based enemies and dodging targeting systems and incoming fire. And I think the boost ball could easily roll out of harm's way, and I'd say you probably don't turn fast enough.
See, I can turn into a semi-truck. I can travel at high rate speeds, so I think I'm pretty fast. Also, I can fly at Mach speeds through the air with my Autobot powers. I'm really hazy on how they actually fly. But yeah, we're in a dome. But I have Optimus Prime has shown aerial combat prowess similar to that of a highly advanced fighter jet.
All right. Definitely still more material for both of these, but we do have to wrap it up. So, will it be the giant robot or the bounty hunter? Do I have votes for Samus? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And do I have votes for Optimus Prime? I have 7 each.
Joe!
Wait, hold on.
Optimus Prime.
You have Optimus?
Wait, I didn't go.
Okay, hold on.
We're doing this again.
Hold on, wait. We're going to count the online votes, which means, Florio, you can chime in now on the Slack. Okay, well then, fine.
Good job, Florio.
All right.
Wait, OP. He votes.
All right. Raise your hand. Okay. Raise your hand if you are voting for Samus.
I'm raising for Derek.
I need to beat Optimus Prime. I don't understand.
Raise your hand if you're voting for Optimus Prime.
I'm raising for myself and Alex.
I was not expecting
Okay. Then I had Samus by 1.
No!
Okay, one last time. Okay, one last time. Who is voting for Samus? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Who is voting for Optimus Prime?
I've got Frodo.
9. Optimus Prime wins 9 to 8.
Do you think you can beat me? I know I can. I got my trump card. I've been waiting to use it. All right.
But first, our next semifinal between Rick Sanchez and Emperor Palpatine.
This is good. If Samus can't hold her own against either of us, so this is going to be a warm-up.
Teaser.
All right. We know the characters. What are your items?
I've been craving it. I'm just bringing my flask.
I have my lightsaber.
All right. We will begin with Rick Sanchez.
Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever been accosted by creepy old guys who claim to have magical powers? Come down to Cursed Purge Plus, where I have already proven that I destroy any concept of magic, successfully quantify evil, and then destroy it for fun. And then, when I got bored, I torched the place down, and I drove my opponents into suicide. Done.
Rick, give in to your hatred.
I'm running out nothing but grief, pain, and alcohol.
Those are 4 of the 5 components of the dark side. Give in to your hatred of your family.
You can't handle basic arithmetic, let alone the science that I have.
Give in to the hatred of your family. Give in to your anger of those less intelligent than you. Join the dark side, Rick, and I can make you more powerful than you could ever imagine. You think
I'm more powerful than you could imagine.
You think the Federation was a 20-year war effort?
No, it was a piece of bureaucratic mess, and it's your fault. You could have been rolling with an iron fist the whole time, but instead you decided to let them have their own Congress. What an idiot.
I destroyed the Congress before the Battle of Yavin. It was merely a tool in order to make them feel as though they were a free state.
That doesn't even make any sense. Your argument...
He's very angry. It's working.
I've already given in to my anger, but not on your terms. Your arguments are flawed, your proposal is weak, and you're a bitch.
Rick, do you by chance fear for your family?
I don't fear for jack shit.
That's very interesting, the way that you sacrificed yourself for them.
I got bored. Also, I told the Federation that Jerry Smith likes to lick big, fluffy ball sacks. That's a win in my book.
Well, Rick, you would not have had to turn yourself into the government. I have the power to save your family, which we all know you very deeply care.
I hate established power. That's why I hate the Council of Ricks, the Galactic Federation, and your mess.
established power is nothing compared to the power of the dark side. You see how angry he has become, how fearful he is of established government, and how much he despises everyone he encounters. The dark side has already set its roots in his mind. Now set him free while I force lightning him to oblivion.
So good.
Well, there are very clearly some pent-up emotions in this room. But sadly, we have to choose a winner. Will it be Rick Sanchez?
Get Rick!
What? Will it be Emperor Palpatine?
No! You guys don't even understand. I was going to destroy Optimus Prime. Good luck. That was amazing.
All right.
Good luck, Cooper!
Here, run out your throat.
Kind of hurts. I got one more in me.
All right. That sets up.
Mint, please.
That sets up.
Wait, dark chocolate.
Okay, on screen. That sets up a final match between Optimus Prime and Emperor Palpatine. Yeah. I'm gonna get out of here before I die. We will begin the match with Optimus Prime.
Okay, so I'm still using the Star Saber. It is like a lightsaber, but with all the advantages of a lightsaber, but with none of the disadvantages, because it has a solid metal core. So it'll be able to deflect anything you throw at me, old man.
Well, you're still made of electricity, which I have complete control over. Even if your core stays intact, your limbs will be incapacitated with the power of force lightning.
You think your electricity can affect me, but I am powered by pure energy. So your little electricity will do jack shit.
That's what the force is, pure energy. I do not let the force control me. I use the force to control my enemy. If you are made of force, you would be easier to throw than a
You think
raptor.
your force can contend with the all power that is the Matrix leadership? The very leadership that's led me against a bloody campaign against the Decepticons through eons before human history.
You all saw this coming. The matrix of leadership is nothing compared to the power of the
It is a power that encompasses all good in the universe. And good always prevails over evil. Yourself got beat by your old apprentice because his son was crying out in pain, you little bitch.
Well, good may defeat evil in the end, but in the meantime, evil always defeats good in Act 2, and the distance between Act 2 and Act 3 is more than 10 minutes, which is all I need to achieve victory. So, while you go down heroically to save your friends or for the good of mankind or whatever, I just have to stand there with my hands on my hips and go, yeah, for 10 minutes. And I would be crowned the victor. Because while Optimus Prime can be rebuilt, he either requires outside assistance or time for his subroutines to rebuild themselves, which is again more than 10 minutes. Need my hands.
I believe that the Matrix leadership will power me through your gross old ass for longer than 10 minutes because I encompass all that's good. So
just the matrix of
the power of the primes itself would will me to defeat you.
Do the power of the primes have the ability to destroy a planet? I do.
Yes.
Well, I guess we're matched in that front. Good thing I win in everything else. How much time?
Like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. All right. So we fought through a bunch of matches. We started with a field of 16, and now we're down to 2. We have Optimus Prime and the Emperor himself. Do you have a question?
One shall stand, one shall fall.
There can be only one.
To rule them all. This isn't fantasy.
Boo. Highlanders
Okay.
arguably fantasy, depending on which version of the sequel you see.
All right. But this is the Thunderdome. And in the end, there is really only one guiding rule of the Thunderdome. 2 enter, and 1 will leave.
You can't explain that.
So which will it be today? Who is our grand champion? Will it be Optimus Prime? Or will it be Emperor Palpatine?
Unlimited
Okay, I'll be honest. I was gonna give him the victory just because his fucking performance is goddamn legendary.
All right. So again. Oh wow.
Did you roll one in spirit?
All right.
Why did nobody play BB-8, huh?
I don't know.
Because
So
I can only make our TV too.
hold on, Cameron. Stay here.
Okay.
Now we're gonna go live to our interview with the victor, Emperor Palpatine.
Yes.
You've just dominated the field of competition.
That's right.
You've won the Thunderdome Grand Championship.
Absolutely.
What are you gonna do to celebrate your victory?
I'm building a third Death Star!
All right. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all for coming. Hope you've enjoyed the Thunderdome. Ryan, do we have any closing announcements?
Come back next week and we've got reboots for Mario Chuman and Jenny. A word.
I've got 2 announcements. 1, go on to the book club Slack channel to vote for what book we're going to read next. There are 3 choices up. Cast your vote by clicking on the emoji button for the one you want. And then t-shirts. If you want a t-shirt, bring your money to me and give it to me now.
Give us your funds.
All right. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you next week.